Hey, Chris Trott. I'm here with the Spider GT Putter, and this is the first look at the modern day stability in the Spider range for 2022. I'm gonna hit some putts, I'm gonna get the feel off of this, I'm gonna show you what you should look for when it comes to getting into the right Spider GT for you. But first, let's talk about some of the tech. I mean, straight away when you look down at it, you can see these wings. They're gonna frame the ball beautifully, but there's a story behind it. It's MOI, moment of inertia, it's reduced twist to impact. You're gonna have 82% of the weight of this putter pushed out into these wings. That's a big deal because it's stability for you, the golfer. There's also, as you can see and you can feel, pure ROLL² insert, gonna be a slightly different feel than before. Aluminum bars in there at a 45-degree angle to get the ball into forward motion. It's important the ball starts rolling on the green quickly for you guys. Then also this comes in 4 different color options that are gonna be on this top plate. Again, all to frame the golf ball, give you a pleasing aesthetic look to the golfer, and of course, the hosel type. It's critical, so let's talk about that and get into how you test for the right hosel for you. So hopefully you're out now on the putting green. Straight out the gate, I want you to focus on longer length putts. This one down there is 25 feet. Let's take a hit of it out the gate. Rolls on down there, watch it all the way to the end. Distance, control. That is where I want you to start. Now that wasn't actually a perfect strike, and it's a good example of what this modern day shape of stability is all about. When it comes to the kingdom, it comes to TaylorMade, our head office where we test with tour players, we use a 15-foot putt, and we know that they're not as efficient as you think. They don't strike everything out of the middle. So you can see there that even not perfectly out the center, I still got it down to the distance where I wanted to go. And that's what I want you to start by focusing on. As you put the putter behind the ball, it's going to strike at you as the player how square this putter is. And that's when you can acknowledge the soul and how the putter actually sits on the green. Boom, straight behind it. It's square, perpendicular to my target. As a player, I personally look at the leading edge, but I know some golfers drift towards the back of the putter or the middle of the putter. And again, that's where these wings are gonna act great for you, the player, because if you're someone who looks at the whole putter and doesn't focus on the leading edge, all of a sudden that ball is framed and that putter is not moving. Now, we touched on toe hang, we touched on the options. We have the single bend that's, when I balance it like this, is going to point straight to the sky. It's known as face is going to be square to the blade, straight back, straight through in the stroke. I'll elaborate on that again in a minute. Then you have the short slant where the toe, when I balance it, sits down a little bit. General rule, if you're someone who sets up to the golf ball and your eyes, if you drop one from the center of your nose here, center of your eyes, it's slightly inside. That struck on the shaft, struck on the fluted field part of this golf shaft. Means that my eye line is slightly inside. That means the stroke is going to arc, exaggerated here for this case, inside square, inside. You want the blade to move square to that arc. However, if you're someone whose eye line comes directly over the ball and you stack it nicely, you might be tall guy and the putter comes in and you get right over it, then you might rock more straight back, straight through. And the single bend option might be something that works more for you. But again, on these putts, you want to feel it for release. You want to hear the pure ROLL². You want to hear the ball coming off. You want to see it coming off. And I would challenge you as the player then, as you develop your feel, you're watching them all the way to the end, call out, okay, I want this one to be a little bit shorter than that first one. I'm not so concerned about holding it, but I also want to just look at where I'm going. Don't get bowled out with having to get down and intense of making the perfect strike. Be loose now. You're testing the product. You're trying to get the right one for you. You like it to this point. It frames it beautifully. Look at where you're going. Leave it a little short. Strike it. Hit a little bit out of the toe, but it's still got down to where I wanted that putter to go. Then do the same and go, okay, now I want to go the same distance past the target. How does that feel? And as you start to develop and stagger your golf balls down the green, that's when it becomes then take up the intensity level. Okay, practice stroke. Maybe go quiet, don't talk on the video circumstances for this one, and we can hear the acoustic, can't we? We can hear the sound of the blade and the ball connecting. It rolled out nicely, but that's true feedback now. That's the interaction of a pure ROLL² and the TP5 that I'm using here to roll it down and give me back that feedback that's important to you, the player. That one was a good strike as well. Good feedback, and I like the result. I like the run out. Once you've got this feel, once you've got this orientation of where you are, once you can hit short, long, on target, good putt, then move to a mid-length putt. So you've done your long range putts, you know the dispersion, even on off-center strikes, gives you the pace control. Now I'm looking at 12 feet. Think about it. These are the putts that you actually want to try and capitalize on, you want to try and make. But of course it comes back to matching speed with line. So I have the trust that if I don't get this quite out the middle, I'm going to get the speed I still want for the dispersion. But drip one down there just off the left and see if you can hold the line and marry the two up. Watch the roll all the way, always giving yourself the feedback for the feel and the sound. Again, it frames perfectly. I like the release of this. Good strike, sounded good, drifts in. That's the results you're looking for. I don't want you to get so caught up in having to make this. It's more about understanding the line and the pace and matching them. It's critical. The pure ROLL² is going to give you back what you need, and the stability, if you don't quite get it, is hopefully going to give you the pace that you need, that you can still get the result. That means you're writing down birdie and you're moving on to the next. So you've gone through the longer putt. That is about giving you the stability feel of this putter, getting that dispersion where it needs to be, recognizing you might not quite strike it out the middle, but you still get the distance that you need as the player. Then you move to your money makers, your 12 to 15 feet. You've got to match pace with line. If you can start doing that, you're on to something. You're getting the tech. The Spider GT, the pure ROLL² is giving you what you need. Short ones. Set up a drill like this, look at the break. Now we're going to truly dial into where are you at when it comes to toe hang. If you're a right-handed golfer on the right to left putt, the toe hang of the short slant is going to allow you to release the putter, release the head, and you'll feel it going in, hopefully like that, with a little bit of pace. And you can watch it all the way to the end. As you set up to it, try and release it and just let it flow and watch it go in. Move around, move around. Think about where you're at. How does each breaking putt feel to you? Because this is really going to decide for you if you should be into something that is single bend face balance because you feel more comfortable with that, or if you like the release of the blade by having a little bit of toe hang. Try and hit some right to lefters, move around, try and get into the left to righter, and just ensure you can release that putter head and get that ball going into the hole the right way. These are the ones that you really want to never miss. And the Spider GT with its beautiful framing and the right bend and angle for you when it comes to toe hang is really going to help you get better as a player and more efficient in all these distance categories. Go to the TaylorMade website, seek a fitting or get a fitting in your local store and get the right Spider GT set up for you, and you'll see results that hopefully you've never seen in any putter before.